once I was healthy, I was like, hey, who else can I help with this? So I helped my brother. He blew out his meniscus, no surgery, got him back on the court in 5 weeks, like 10 sessions. And then I was, helping out a bunch of my teammates with the Brewers and my family members and friends. And I was having unbelievable success. I have no medical background. I'll be the first to tell you, I'm certainly not a doctor. Everything that I know about medicine and the body, I learned on the streets, or learned from talking to physical therapists and doctors, at the big league level.
Behind the practice.
Welcome back to Behind the Practice. I'm Katie Brinkley, and today I'm sitting down with Kameron Loe. Kameron, thank you so much for joining me on Behind the Practice today.
Thank you for having me.
It was fun. Before we hit record here, we were talking a little bit about Major League Baseball. We were talking about cricket. Yeah. But I'm excited for today's conversation because I feel like it's going to take our listeners on a really fun journey of a little bit of your past and why you're doing what it is that you do today. So let's start there. You come from MLB. And you were a pitcher for the Brewers. And let's just talk a little bit about how you went from Major League Baseball into wellness entrepreneurship.
Yeah, so I played 9 years in the major leagues, 16 professionally, and had a real blessed career. Right about halfway through that career, at the age of 27, I herniated my disc between L4, L5, left side. My whole right side spasmed. I walked around crooked as a politician for about 2.5 years, and I searched around the world for what's going to help me avoid the back surgery that the doctors were telling me I needed. I had multiple MLB surgeons, look at me, and I did not want to get back surgery at 27. So I basically gritted my teeth, and unfortunately I had to take, Percocet and Vicodin and opiates and anything to let, continue my career, just trying to hang on. But meanwhile, I was traveling around the country and looking at every single major league clubhouse, and I think I saw about 100 chiropractors in that time. And by the grace of God, I got introduced to this technology that in my first session, 60% of my sciatic nerve pain was gone. My hips and my lower back and my glutes and all that were able to fire again. I got my career back. My velocity jumped like 5 miles an hour overnight, back to where it belonged. And extended my career by 7 years. And then I went, how does the world not know about this amazing technology that's non-invasive and drug-free, and it's a smart device. And so we created Halo Wellness, my brother and I. He was Olympic volleyball, or he practiced with the Olympic team and Team USA.
Yeah.
Represented USA for, going around the world. We're a couple of athletes, and this stuff worked for us, got us back on the field, and now we're franchising and taking it all over the U.S.
I love it. And I think that it does just take that one thing that all of a sudden can be the light bulb and will give you that, like, wait, I don't have to live my life like this anymore. I don't need to live in pain. And I think that sometimes people just, we hear, oh, it's surgery, or there's no solution for it.
Right. So
when you found this and you heard that, like, well, why aren't more people doing this? What really drove you to say, like, this is how I want to spend the rest of, my life, is trying to help other people realize that they don't need to live in pain anymore?
Yeah, it had such an unbelievable impact on my life, on my overall, health and wellness, and got my career back. But then I started, once I was healthy, I was like, hey, who else can I help with this? So I helped my brother. He blew out his meniscus, no surgery, got him back on the court in 5 weeks, like 10 sessions. And then I was, helping out a bunch of my teammates with the Brewers and my family members and friends. And I was having unbelievable success. I have no medical background. I'll be the first to tell you, I'm certainly not a doctor. Everything that I know about medicine and the body, I learned on the streets, or learned from talking to physical therapists and doctors, at the big league level. And it's phenomenal, and it helps people regenerate. Get their quality of life back, get back to what they love doing, whether you're a professional athlete or we're actually at the largest senior living center here in Arizona, helping the old folks, with joint pain, muscle pain, cognitive function, across the body. It's just a cellular therapy, helping the cells to detox, recover, and divide into healthy, vibrant cells, and so that you can heal yourself at an accelerated rate.
Yeah. So, well, let's talk more about that, because I think that a lot of people might say, "Oh, well, professional athletes, they have the absolute best doctors, the best medicine," and it took a while for you to find this. So,
Yeah.
now you're bringing it into, like you said, assisted living homes. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, unfortunately, all these clubhouses, whether it's Division I or professional sports, they are an arm of big pharma and an arm of the medical system, and so they're behind. Unfortunately, these guys don't get the best of the best a lot of times, which is why they end up coming to us to help them recover from surgeries, help them get over minor injuries, and really even accelerate and extend their abilities. We have some devices that help grip strength and muscle strength and just regenerative all over the place. And, it's just, it's really fun watching these athletes go from maybe even no hope, like myself, thinking their career is over, to getting
At
their life
27.
back. At 27, yeah, yeah. And so I just absolutely love what I do now. It just kind of like was guided by God, to do this, I believe. And now we're franchising, and
Yes.
so it's
Let's talk a little bit about the franchising aspect of it. So not only did you find it worked for you, you said, I need to bring this to more people. Now you're doing franchises. So
Yeah.
how many franchises do you have? How are people signing up? Like, let's expand on the business a little bit more.
So we are pre-FDD right now. We're actually getting our franchise disclosure documents done like as we speak. We'll have them done in the next couple of weeks. So we will be legally allowed to, sell franchises. Pre-FDD, we've got we've brought in some people that have they've called a few territories around the country, and basically you'd be able to pop this up anywhere USA.
I think that a lot of people still, we were talking about before, you said, well, big pharma still has a hand in some of the top programs out there.
Yeah.
And with people are saying, well, I don't know, it sounds a little woo-woo, or I don't even know if it really would apply. Why do you think that so many people have these misconceptions about pain relief and regenerative therapy?
Well, it's how we're marketed to. Billions upon billions of dollars are spent to, lead us in one direction. And there's never been a artificial compound, artificial chemical that has ever helped anybody heal, like cellularly. You need natural stuff, and you are an electrical being. And so a lot of that is what we have grounded Halo in. We actually address the body electromagnetically with light therapy, with sound therapy.
Take us through a whole, I'm a brand new customer walking in. Take me through what an experience would be like from day one to I don't need to come in anymore.
Yeah, so when you come into Halo, you will experience a whole bunch of different modalities, but it's all non-invasive, drug-free. We'll do an assessment. We have some awesome assessment tools that scan your body head to toe, how your brain's doing, how your gut's doing, how your eyes are doing, intracellular hydration, microcirculation. So we get a really good deep dive into how you're doing, and then we're able to spot where you might need some help, and then we stimulate your cells at the cell membrane level is really where it's at. In 1991, 2 German scientists won the Nobel Prize for figuring out that you have 1/1,000,000,000 of an ampere of electricity running across every single cell membrane. And that cell membrane has all these ion channels. And these are voltage-sensitive ion channels that expel one ion at a time of magnesium, potassium, whatever your cell's trying to bring in, as well as move out. And so it basically, it stimulates with precision. Each one of those ion channels needs a different frequency. So the machines are reading for exactly what they need, delivering to you exactly what you need. So it's not a one-size-fits-all. You get a very tailored and targeted therapy, and it's amazing. about 80% of our clients see a great result in the very first session.
Wow.
And everything from people coming in saying that they've been told they would not walk again because they have lower spine issues, and you got them up and walking. Nobody heals you but you. So I'm very clear. We're just helping stimulate your body so it can heal itself at a very accelerated rate.
So let's talk a little bit more about the franchising. So right now we're in Arizona at the Boston Longevity Conference. So where can people find any of your locations? They want to sign up. They want to get help because they feel like they've maybe been living with pain for too long, and they think that this is what their life is going to be like.
Yeah. So we have our one clinic right now here in Scottsdale, and we're at Rain Tree in the 101, and we're Halo Wellness, Haloe Wellness. My last name is Loe, Loe. So my brother and I, when you wanted our attention from across the field, you said, "Hey, Loe," so it just kind of worked like that. But you can reach out to us on our website, shoot us an email. You can reach out to me at Kameron.Loe, Kameron.Loe at halowellness.com, and talking to people every single day that are interested in either territories or franchises, and we've got some pretty amazing options for you.
Amazing. Well, and if you're interested in launching your own franchise, you want one of these businesses by you, well, absolutely reach out to Kameron. I think that, if someone right now is listening and maybe they're a former athlete and maybe they got out of the game because they were in pain, or maybe their career had run its course, and they're saying, man, all this sounds like something that I'd be interested in. And I've never run a business before. I've never been an entrepreneur before. What piece of advice would you give them?
Get ready to show up every day, especially if you're a leader, show up with a positive attitude to lead your group, your people, and always put the customer first. If you have a focus on results and outcomes for your customer, the money and the growth is going to follow.
So I was going to say jump into the DeLorean and go back to the future, but that doesn't really make sense. So let's look into the future for the next maybe 12 to 24 months. What does success look like for Halo?
So right now we are talking to people about franchise ownership as well as regional ownership, and that's one of our really big pieces for success is selling these regions. Like say, for instance, Las Vegas, they can hold about 17 stores in the greater Las Vegas area. So somebody will come in and buy that region, and then they'll individually sell those stores to other buyers. And so that's a big one for our success. Always looking for the next amazing modality that is, non-invasive, drug-free, natural, that's really going to deliver results for you that works well in our ecosystem. And so this wellness world and regenerative world is growing so fast. It's supposed to 2 or 3x in the next 5 years, and the energetic wellness world is supposed to 8x in the next 5-6 years. So it's really, really exciting times. Coupling this stuff with regenerative medicine, biologics, exosomes, stem cells, peptides, that kind of stuff, and it's darn right miraculous, quite honestly.
Yeah.
And you're going to see people living longer, extending their quality of life. So your last years are going to be quality years. And I truly believe that my daughters, who are 9 and 14, they'll probably have a chance to live to 120, maybe even 130 or beyond with quality of life. So it's really, really exciting.
Yeah, it's an exciting time to be alive and to have all this technology available. And it's just, I feel like it's just learning about the options. It's just learning that it's out there and that
it's
there are
a huge
other
education
ways.
process right now.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
We've been so marketed to by Big Pharma that a lot of people think that we're just a big sack of chemicals that needs more chemicals, and that's just not the truth.
Yeah.
We're energetic beings. We do have an electrochemical balance, and when you treat the body with precision electricity or frequency, you get amazing results.
Well, Kameron, this has been such a great interview. I can't thank you enough for coming on to Behind the Practice today. If people are interested in getting in touch with you, they'd like to see your Scottsdale location, or if they're interested in franchising, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
You can reach out to us at halowellness.com, HALOE wellness.com, or you can call our front desk at 480-815-0190, and we would love to talk to you and fill you in on all the amazing things that we're doing.
Amazing. Well, thank you again so much for joining me.
Thank you so much.
Behind the Practice is produced by Next Step Social and Podcasting and hosted by Katie Brinkley and Sean Quintero. A special thank you to our guests today. This episode was recorded live at the Boston BioLife Functional Longevity Summit. A special thank you to the team that helped make this podcast happen.